All right, so we're getting ready to go on to the ferry on the way back. This is gonna take us back over to Ketchikan. As you can see right now, here is the ferry boat. We're getting ready to jump on there. That bad boy. It's a beautiful day out in Alaska, man. So I just jumped back onto the ferry. We're heading over back to Ketchikan for the flight out. And I just wanted to share a couple things with you guys as you're thinking about coming down to Southeast Alaska, coming to Coffman Cove. I'm gonna send it over here to my boy John to tell you a couple different ways that you can get out here to Coffman Cove, whether by ferry here or by flight.
All right, a lot of comments and questions I get, and probably the most common question I get is, how do I get to Coffman Cove? Or what are my options to get here? And what to expect. And so I really recommend either flying into Ketchikan, and I'll give you some options on that, through Alaska Airline. I think Delta's flying sometimes in the summer, but you'll have to check that out for prices and rates and availability. And then Wrangell is another one, and you can fly right in on Alaska Airline. If you fly into Wrangell, you have an option. You've got Sunrise Aviation, which can fly you over and land at our float plane dock. If you fly into Wrangell also, you can come across on the jet boat, and the jet boat is around $275 round trip, unlimited baggage. They'll pick you up at the airport, they'll take you grocery shopping, they'll take you to the tackle shop if you want, they'll put you on their boat, and they'll bomb you across on their long extended jet boats. They're comfortable rides, all air ride seats, super accommodating people. They run a great service. Those are the options from Wrangell. If you come into Ketchikan, you have the Inter-Island Ferry. They have ferry ticket on a walk-on is around 50 bucks. No charge on the baggage except going back. They're going to stick you with a $10 baggage fee for fish boxes, just because the fish boxes take up so much of their cart space. You will take off from Ketchikan at 3:30. Every day the ferry leaves at 3:30. It arrives in Hollis at 6:30. And you'll want to pre-arrange a rental car, because if you come into Hollis, it's on the opposite end of the island where Coffman is, and you will have to get a rental car and drive here. If you haven't shopped for your groceries in Ketchikan, your only other option is Klawock or Craig, and you're going to drive right by it with a rental car on your way here. You definitely want to pre-arrange the rental vehicles. I can't say enough about that. They're off-site of the terminal, they're off-site of any airports or any of the accommodations of the airlines that they have on the island. So they have to come to you and have the car pre-arranged for you. If you don't want to take the ferry, it's a long ferry ride, but it's a lot cheaper. You can fly over on Island Air Express. It lands in Klawock, which is halfway from Hollis towards Coffman Cove. Again, you're going to need a vehicle to get here. I don't have any pickup services, so you're going to need a vehicle to get to Coffman Cove. You're going to want to pre-arrange that one. Make sure you have it already rented, ready to go. It's right there where the grocery stores are, so you can pick up your groceries and then come to Coffman. Another thing about Island Air Express that I want to express is, this kind of sounds funny, but you want to, if you fly with Island Air, they have one of the best track records of the small planes. And they are super accommodating, really great staff, but they run off of instruments. A lot of the float planes, it's all off of weather. So if you get some crappy weather, it's really cruddy, whatever, you're gonna be stuck either coming here or leaving. We get a little front coming in or a lot of fog, you might be delayed 2 days, 1 day, whatever. With Island Air Express, they'll fly. I mean, I don't think they've ever canceled a flight as long as I know, unless it's like 100-mile-an-hour winds in the winter. So they're really reliable, they're safe, they're accommodating, they run a great program, and most of my clients come that way. If you want to fly a float plane from Ketchikan, I recommend Taquan Air. And Taquan Air has a terminal over there at the airport. So does Island Air Express. And you can get in their plane and you can fly right here, and you'll land at our float plane dock just down here out of the harbor. I've got some video, you can kind of see the float planes. If you've never done it, it's a good experience. It's a lot of fun for the most part, for most people. But the only thing I can say that might hang you up is weather, and if you do really well on the fishing. So if you have a large group and you're trying to come out of here with several hundred pounds of fish, a lot of times you will not be able to get your fish out or your luggage, depending on your group size. So the planes can only haul so much weight-wise safely, and they're right to the books because your life depends on it too. So you might have to charter another plane to get your stuff picked up or brought back, or you might be waiting on your stuff a couple days, so it won't go with you when you leave out of Ketchikan on Alaska Airlines. So those are some of the things that you need to work on when booking your trip. And I can't stress it enough, booking your trip, you always want to book it backwards. Start in Coffman Cove, get things squared away. Even if you're not staying with me, you're staying at another bed and breakfast, or you're fishing here, this is just helpful advice that I'm trying to give to anybody. Book your stuff backwards. Make all your arrangements in Coffman, then make however you're getting to your major airport, like either Wrangell or Ketchikan, book that section, and then book your Alaska Airlines to wherever your home destination is. And that will just save you a lot of stress and headaches.
All right, so I just got off the ferry, got into the airport. Wanted to give you guys a little bit of information, kind of what to expect as far as the fish packing that we did. Like you could see earlier that when we were at John's house, we had 2 boxes that were about 50 pounds a piece. And so I wanted to give you guys a little bit of expectation as of right now, where we stand with gas prices. This could change. But I was able to basically get my carry-on bag and the 2 50-pound fish boxes in for 170 bucks. I thought it was going to be a little bit more than that. So like I said, that could change. But right now I'm just waiting on my flight. I thought I'd give you guys a little bit of a rundown of the airport and the amenities that they have. So they do have a couple little restaurants, a cocktail area. You can see behind me that they have a little thrift shop that you can buy some souvenirs for your kids and stuff if you're taking home. I know I just bought a couple sweaters. It is a little bit more pricey here. One of the things that for me, I was out and about and I was going to stop by a store and get some souvenirs, but I had a taxi and I didn't want him driving all over the place, so I ended up just settling for getting some souvenirs here. They're actually pretty cool. They got some good stuff, some hats, some hoodies, some coffee mugs and things like that you know your kids or your wife might like. So I picked up a few things. I got a couple more hours of downtime here, so I think I'm going to catch up on some reading, some listening to some audiobooks and stuff like that, some podcasts. I love to do that type of stuff. So we'll catch you guys on the flip side.
If you like this video, please subscribe, please share it with friends, and shoot me a comment. Whack 'em and stack 'em and know where your meat comes from.